We are up to the letter G in the series of the ABCs of conference networking. My name is Thom Singer, and I am known as the Conference Catalyst. And if you are planning to attend an actual conference in person, or if you're the event planner who is organizing the whole event, you need to be thinking in advance. What do I have to do to make sure that those connections are awesome? You have to have a game plan. And when I talk about a game plan, all I'm saying is that you have to decide before you get to the event, if you're the participant, you have to decide, do I care about the networking? Am I here to connect with people? What is the purpose of coming to an event? Now, we have learned over the last, 18 months or so that content, the learning, can be delivered over a lot of online platforms, and that is great. But for most people, not for everybody, but for most people, we have also learned that the in-person, those sporadic, those spontaneous, those hallway conversations that happen sort of out of serendipity. You're walking down the hall, you're walking out of a session, you turn to the person next to you and you say, so what did you think about that speaker? Or what's been the biggest takeaway that you've had at this event? And they start sharing with you and you start sharing with them. All of a sudden, you've made a new friend. Turns out your companies could do business together. Or it turns out maybe they're hiring and you could be that next person who they add onto their team. There are so many things that can happen. But if you don't have a game plan, if you haven't thought through, what do I need to do to truly be able to connect with people, then all of that serendipity just goes out the door. Now, sometimes people say, Tom, how do you plan for serendipity? Well, guess what? Planned serendipity is a real thing. And all it means is that you open yourself up to the opportunities of how am I going to meet new people? Who are the types of people I'm going to look for? What am I going to do while I'm at the event to make sure that, wow, I connect with more people? So have a game plan for how many people a day you want to meet, what type of people you want to meet. Are you looking for your peers? Are you looking for vendors who sell into your industry? Are you looking for people who could be clients that maybe could buy your product and service? Or are you just looking for anyone where you can have that sort of boom, that sort of pow, that perfect connection that doesn't happen every time, but when it does, it changes everything about your career. Now, if you're the person planning the event, you have to have a game plan for how do you help the people who are in attendance. How do you help them make sure that they're maximizing their time there? People say that they come to events for the networking opportunities. Yes, they come to learn, but they also come to connect with all the other amazing people who you have attracted to your event. But when they arrive at your conference, often when it comes to the networking and connections, they suck at actually doing anything. Therefore, you have to have a game plan on how to get people excited. Let them know sort of who is in. Well, I don't know what just happened, but you know what? We're going to leave that. Other people would say, let's redo that video. I'm going to just leave that little thing. Wasn't part of my game plan, but sometimes that game plan has to be, you know what? When things don't go right, we just move on. So as I was saying, if you are the planner and you totally want to make sure that you have a culture for networking, that you have a culture for connections, you have to make some plans to help educate the people, to put them at ease, and to get them ready to make sure that at every coffee break, every lunch, every happy hour, heck, when they're in the elevator, that they're ready to connect and maximize their time at your conference. If you make the networking a second-tier priority, you're going to have second-tier results. Happens every time. I see it happen a lot. However, the smartest people who plan events, they weave it in. They don't even let people know what they're doing. They just inspire them to connect. Maybe it's through how they work with their speakers and their master of ceremonies to set things up. Maybe it's they get certain people in their organization to be ambassadors to make sure that everyone's connecting. But at the end of the day, if you have a game plan as an individual or as a planner, the connections, the networking, your experience, and the experience of everyone at the conference is really going to be that much better, because when we connect with people, that's where the magic happens. Hey, thanks for watching this video, and do me a favor, subscribe to this channel. I'm going to go all the way through the alphabet in the ABCs of conference networking. Next time, I promise I'm not going to have the video kind of going like, whoa. but I'm just learning to use this new tool that has the gimbal in it. So we left it in this time, but please, if you're learning anything from these videos, leave a comment. Let me know what you're learning. If there's something about it you like, and more importantly, if there's something else on the topic of how people connect you want to hear, let me know about it.